Hi, I'm Joe Polizzi, and this is the Content Inc. podcast. 5 minutes every Monday for content creators who desire to be content entrepreneurs. For the past year, I've been working with GoDaddy to do 5-minute YouTube explainers that cover content marketing and the creator economy. This week we were recording and we talked about steps involved when a content creator wants to sell their company. So I started to go through the steps, from setting the goal, how much do you want and when, and then into researching the candidates, contacting decision makers, sending out the formal memorandum, and then closing the deal. By the way, we just covered this in detail at thetilt.com, so go ahead and subscribe and check that out. But when we were talking during the GoDaddy interview, we got stuck on the first step for quite some time. Amir, my favorite GoDaddy content creator, was fascinated when I was talking about figuring out how much you want to sell for. You see, the content creator has control over how much they can expect to be offered by a suitor. Now, there are two parts to this. The first is in regards to content assets, and the second is in regard to multiples. For content assets, what do you have that you can actually sell? For example, if you have a large YouTube subscribership or 1 million TikTok followers, you can't sell that. You can absolutely leverage it to show your influence as a creator, but the subscribers and the followers don't belong to you. They belong to YouTube and TikTok, so you can't sell them. Axios, the business media company that focuses on creating bullet point blog posts and email roundups, just sold to Cox Enterprises at a $525 million valuation. Really impressive for a 5-year-old company. Axios was in a powerful position because of the first-party data they owned, the email names and the corresponding information. Actually, if you look at any one of the big media deals done in the past few years, from Politico to Insider to The Athletic to Industry Dive, they all focused on creating email assets over social media assets. Of course, they leverage social, but social drives to first-party data, always. Now, the second part of this is in multiples. You have a say in how your company will be valued. If the majority of your revenues are advertising-based, you should expect a lower multiple than a subscription or event business. When we started building Content Marketing Institute, our revenues were mostly consulting and advertising or sponsorships. Consulting businesses, if you're lucky, might get 2 or 3 times your annual profit number. So if you're projecting, say, $300,000 US in consulting profit, maybe you'll be able to ask for $1 million when selling. And by the way, if you do that, you're going to have to stay with the business because a service business is much different than a traditional media business. Now, if you sell mostly ads and sponsorships, 5 times profit is a good barometer. I didn't like those multiples at the time. I wanted the higher ones, obviously, that subscription and event businesses get, which tend to be between 8 and 12 times earnings. So we morphed into an event media company, and when we sold the business in 2016, the majority of our revenues and profits came from our big event, Content Marketing World. When we sold, we did about $9 million in revenue and $2 million in profit, and then sold at about a 10x earnings multiple. I'm telling you this because these are all things that you can control right now when you're building your creator business. As you develop your audience and you have aspirations to ultimately sell the business, you can, 1, focus on building first-party assets like email, and 2, focus on subscriptions and events over services/ads and affiliate businesses if you want to get a higher valuation for your business. And as for my GoDaddy videos, it looks like the next one will be on a content creator developing a better valuation over time. Go figure. Good luck. Hi, this is Joe. First of all, thanks again for listening to the Content Inc. podcast. At the Tilt, we're really trying to get more people to listen to this podcast as well as our This Sold Marketing podcast, and reviews really, really help. So we love a review of the Content Inc. podcast on Apple, Spotify, or Google, or wherever you listen to podcasts. And if you do, I will send you $20 in Tilt coin. And all you have to do is just email us by going to contentinc.io with a link to your review, and I'll shoot the $20 straight off to you. Thanks again for all your support.